Center update. Everyone understand LeBron James fans, real quick, it's off the subject.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's career PER is higher than LeBron James. That includes his seasons with the Wizards when he was in decline. LeBron hasn't experienced that decline yet, meaning there is no way that LeBron will ever catch him in PER. He was qualitatively a little bit better.
Yeah, even when including the Wizards. We'll get this out of the shot here. Sorry, people. All right, so Stephen A., you heard the deal. AD hit with the $50,000 fine. His camp's expected to announce that he wants to be a Laker. Is this situation good or bad for the NBA?
It's not good. It's not good. You could label it bad. I wouldn't go that extreme, but it's certainly not good. And the reason why it's not good is because when the NBA had the latest collective bargaining agreement and the one that they had in 2011, their objective was to limit movement on the part of players, meaning players under contract, having the ability to force their way out of a situation before their contract expired. Let me break some stuff down, Max and Molly, because and to the audience here, because I want everybody to understand this is a little complicated, but work with me here. When LeBron James decided to leave Cleveland to go to South Beach the first time, the issue wasn't with him electing to leave as a free agent. It was how he handled it. People were in an uproar because they felt like it was a slap in the face because they went to extraordinary means to acquiesce themselves to his wishes and that of his camp. This is the kind of things that they say. And they put that stuff out there and they're like, look, man, LeBron, you know, he didn't show any level of appreciation. I thought that was ridiculous. Max, you think that's ridiculous, and we don't need to belabor that point. But the reason why it's important is because from that moment forward, the NBA, a lot of the NBA owners, particularly the ones in the small market, had their antennas raised. So they monitor and they watch out for everything. And although they didn't necessarily have but so much to do with CP3 being denied the opportunity to go to the Lakers when that trade initially had transpired, it doesn't negate the fact that Dan Gilbert, a small market owner in Cleveland, had written a letter to the commissioner thereafter, just basically going off about the state of affairs that existed that they believe was instigated by LeBron. So what do we have now? What we have is a situation where the Kevin Durant's, the LeBron James, and others who are marquee players all speak about player movement. They speak about players having control of their own destinies and things of that nature. Well, to a lot of those owners, that's counterproductive to what they're trying to do because of the money that they're doling out and how you got guys who want to leave their markets. Why is that relevant now? Because when Anthony Davis announces that he wants to leave New Orleans and he has no intentions of resigning, he publicized his situation, and it's perceived as him obviously trying to force his way out, preferably to the Lakers, okay, with less than 10 days to go now. Well, here's the problem with that. He's under contract until next season, till the summer of 2020. So what do you have? You have this situation right now where everybody's looking at him, and they're like, we got to put a stop to this. Here's the interesting part. This is what I'm being told. The New Orleans Pelicans literally are contemplating saying he can kick rocks. He ain't going no damn place. He's under contract, okay? He can sign a 5-year max right now, get $240 million. If he stays there through next season, it could be 6 years, and Anthony Davis could potentially become the first $300 million player in NBA history. And they're saying, you want to walk away from that? They're contemplating that. I'm hearing that people like Greg Popovich are on the phone with Dell Demps, a young man he practically raised in this business, okay? And they're saying him, hold the fort. Don't cave to the Los Angeles Lakers. You don't have to do a damn thing. And in the end, why are people saying that about the Lakers? Because we've been talking about Magic Johnson all of this time. The name that we didn't mention enough was Rob Pelinka, his GM. Why is Rob Pelinka relevant? Because Rob Pelinka is the general manager of the Lakers working under Magic Johnson, Kobe's right-hand man, who was an agent prior to being an executive. Fair or unfair, has his share of enemies, in terms of other agents who are not inclined to send their clients to L.A. Rich Paul might be willing to do that with Anthony Davis, but a whole bunch of agents out there ain't willing to do that with their clients. So whether it's KD, Kawhi, Kyrie, Clay, or whoever, we are at a point right now where it is entirely possible, if Magic Johnson doesn't pull this off, and I don't see how he's going to do it, the Lakers might be the one team that ends up with nothing, while the Clippers and Brooklyn and everybody else gets something. There you go.
Good reporting, Stephen A. Pelinka aside, the arrogance of NBA owners is astounding to me. Who told you that Le'Veon Bell was going to set out the year?
You did.
Right, because it's gotten to the point where the players realize the only way to get what they want is to be willing to make a sacrifice. I'm telling you this right now. If Anthony Davis gets traded to any other team but the Lakers, he will not resign. And part of that will be fueled by the anger that he's losing $80 million in that move. Let me explain what's going on here. In the NBA, you work your whole life. You're a genetic freak, first of all, and then you work your whole life to get to a place where it's literally almost not exaggeration to say everyone in the world who can play in the NBA does. Like, that's something almost everyone in the world with a shot to do it's trying to do it, but you get there. Not only that, you're one of the best who ever did it. You're a max contract player. If you're one of those guys, you cannot leave where you're drafted. You had no choice to work in the city to which you're drafted and for that team. None. It's complete luck. And then you have to stay there for 7 years or you lose a tremendous amount of money. And the rules are now that even if you stay the whole 7 years and you're a free agent, you lose $80 million when you choose to where you're going to want to go. So what do the players do? The players are like, in year 6, I'm going to force a trade to where I want to go so that team can give me the extra $80 million too. That's rational, right? And the owners can't take this. You know why? Because owners of other markets, and this goes for New Orleans too. People like New Orleans. It ain't L.A. I believe Sigmund Freud wrote about this. L.A. envy. I believe a lot of owners out there have L.A. envy. You don't own the Lakers. The Buss family owns the Lakers. You don't. That's where someone wants to play. Tough. I guarantee you,
Gentlemen,
Anthony Davis winds up a Laker come hell or high water.
Really interesting points. And there's so much more to get into this. I want your take on the whole subject.
Yes.
But right now, we need to head over to the pick board because we got a Super Bowl champion, someone who's played with both the Rams and the Patriots. Dolphins receiver Danny Amendola in the house. Danny, make your pick. Can't go against the Pats. We'll talk to him after the break.
I was sure he was going to pick